Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. And goes until 5. We're a show aimed at entrepreneurs, those who have their own business, those who like to own their own business, and those who simply would like to live like a boss. If you are new to the show, allow me to say a few words about myself in a matter of moments. Today, um, allow me to say that today we're talking about love and productivity. What is the connection between love and productivity? Um, so we have a really interesting and powerful show planned for you just in a matter of moments. So thanks for being here. Um, for those of you who are new to the show, allow me to say a few words about myself. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. I'm the author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, which was a Today Show Book of the Month. Pick That Book's film rights were optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose people called my people, and I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project. I'm also the author of the acclaimed historical novel Americas, which is set 13 miles from Ferguson. I'm currently on a book tour with that book. I think the next gig is October the 4th in downtown LA at the Last Bookstore, and with a great title, in an amazing bookstore in downtown LA. I'll also be at Pasadena City College. That's October the 4th for the Last Bookstore in Pasadena City College. Believe the Tuesday before that. So look for me through social media or everywhere else. Look for me on the news. So yes, my educational back. I'm also the president of the board of the World Stage, a 501c3 nonprofit here in Los Angeles. You can go to which is a jazz and literature venue. You can go to a great one. You can go to theworldstage.org to see more about us. We have 7 days of amazing programming, concerts, workshops for kids, adults, drumming workshops, jazz orchestra, just really powerful. I'm also the author of the acclaimed. I just said that. I'm also my educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergraduate. My master's is from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature is from the University of California at Riverside. I'm currently a professor of English lit at LMU here in Los Angeles. I'm an expert at being productive, right? I don't say that to brag or boast, but people are oftentimes surprised getting at my level of productivity, given how really crazy my own personal narrative is. Um, I'm the product of a young girl who was raped at 16, gave birth to me at 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption as a single divorcee, to a single divorcee. So at the time, no biological father, no adopted fatherless, in difficult times for the young MD, yet as Cool Modi famously said, how you like me now, right? And if I can be this productive through joy, many of us can be, if not this, at least similarly productive through joy. That's one of our major motivators. We know that if people like us can have tremendous success, abundance, many people can be inspired by that particular kind of abundant success, and we know the power of it. So it's just a beautiful thing. Thanks for being here. Let's dive into the topic. Before we do that, though, let me clear my throat. We like to say, that we, people at times will get in the early parts of their day when they first wake up, would be distracted by the going ons, the meanderings of their mind, trouble on their mind, on our collective mind, because that's what happens when you are an adult. You wake up and you at times go straight into what needs to be done, what has not been done, and what could be done to you. So that has a way of creating stress in our lives. So we like to help people deal with that particular reality, because that's true for most adults in my experience. But when you begin to live in any way outside the box, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're an artist, if you're in an arena that's non-traditional, trust me, the stress is exacerbated because you are going upstream in many, many ways. So that's a critical piece. What we like to do is talk about that thing. How do we manage our stress? We like to talk about that in the context of a ritual. Ritual can be defined as doing essentially the same thing at around the same time. It's best seen through example. Let me give you my brief morning ritual to serve as an exemplar. So in the mornings I wake up at 3:30, hella early, too early. I read a couple of spiritual business books. I do our show here at 4:45 a.m. on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel at 5. I work on my current book, my current novel until sunrise. And at sunrise, I walk out to the beach. I live here along the coast in Venice Beach, California, and meditate, pray, do yoga, come back, work on my current book a while longer. As I go back to the beach, run up the coast all the way past Santa Monica's Pier, up the steps, just run all the way back to Venice to go to the gym. My gym goes to the gym here in Venice to get my buff on, get my workout in. So guys, by 10:30, I'm feeling amazing. My body is being flooded with endorphins. In that endorphin release, I leverage it to move me towards my goals and objectives. We're not saying do what I do. We're saying do what you do. And we help people do what they do when they do what they do, when they do how they do when they do it, so that they may have an uptick in up-leveling of productivity. And that's the key. All right. So let me clear my throat for a second time. So I'm reading 3 great books now as part of my morning reading. I'm reading a book called The Nag Hammadi Reader, which is a book of spiritual Gnostic literature from the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd century. Is really powerful. I'm also reading a book called Owning the Moment, which is a book about identifying and so-called owning the moment. And I'm reading a book called Cash in the Flash, but really the best of these books, at least for me now. It's a mixture of spirituality and entrepreneurial strategy. Really powerful book. From those books, I extract some wisdom, which I call the morning chant. And today's morning chant is, as a meditating natural mystic, love motivates me to abundantly thrive and serve amidst challenges, because I know love wins, right? So that's a thing I think about throughout my day. I place it on my phone, for example. I contemplate it. And I also create the morning and afternoon shows. Today, as a result, we're talking about love, all right? So, again, go to productivethroughjoy.com. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations. Powerful program. Have me come out and speak to your group, school, organization, all right? So, let's dive into the show. Point 1 is that I think we're on point 1, yes. Point 1 is that you want to love, right? You want to set the table by being a lover, right? Loving your family, loving your friends, loving your lover, your boo, your bae, your homie, lover, friend, whatever. You want to have that be a calling card, right? A defining element. Well, how do you get to that in a world that tends to mock lovers, those who care about humanity as bleeding hearts or as soft, right? We want to have you want to reorganize your framework around your understanding of love. In my experience, love is among the most difficult things to do, because it involves being vulnerable, it involves taking major risks, it involves people prejudging you or taking advantage of your love when you're all vulnerable. It's challenging being a lover. So you have to reframe it as to love means you have to be strong and courageous, which is absolutely true. If you ever had to love someone, you know what I'm talking about, which goes right into point 3. But as you begin to engage in that loving activity, guys, you begin to be motivated in a way that's hard to even describe accurately. So if you have kids, it's best seen through children. Now, for those of us who do have kids, you know what you will do for your kids, right? If you don't have kids, if you've ever been deeply in love before, you know just the motivating force that love can be. What if that was how you lived your life all the time, right? Whether you love if love motivated you all the time, and when you think about things you've done for your boo, your bae, for your kids, that energy, that powerful dynamic, what if that could be a part of your day-to-day existence? I'm saying that it can. In fact, I know that it can, because I do it myself, and it's a powerful thing. It'll get you up early in the morning, as the Gap Band said. And make you do right, as Al Green said, and from time to time make you do wrong. But not on this show. So, boom, goes the dynamite. That's it for today's show. We air each weekday morning, hella early at 4:45 a.m., and then 4:45 p.m. on YouTube's on Facebook Live. Thanks for being here. Go to productivethroughjoy.com. Till then, let's talk about it and be about it.